All right, so today let's go over mining base setup. So this is the 3 hexalite spot. There's some hexalite down there. My pals are mining that, and these are the coordinates. Minus 1058, minus 1426. Any place that you make a base, and this is a great one. But any place you make a base, there's a way you can set this up. So one thing is to kind of plan it out. These big expedition sites, you want to have a spot for those. I split up this one so it's kind of opposite the mining site. When I teleport in, I can get right to it. And to get back, I've placed these pillars, right? So I can just grapple right onto that guy. So yeah, it's nice to have grappling set up. And how I set up this base was I set it up kind of in a dome. So here's kind of a ring, and as you can see, this area is a circle area, and I have my quartz mining here. I have my rock mining here. What I can do is, sometimes it can be hard to keep up with gathering when you're collecting a lot. So what I can do is I go here, I gather my materials, I grapple to the next spot or just kind of slowly walk. Come on, you. These are evading, I don't really care. And so I can go out and collect my materials, and then what I can do is I can aim at that pillar that I have. And I can grapple, not there. I can grapple right down here, and I can get back to where I started. So early on when I was going around, what I was doing is I would set my pals up to mine those locations, and then I'd grapple back to the center. And then I would have so many materials that my pals can keep up with, and I would just come and put them back like this. I would just go around, and if my pals weren't able to keep up with the materials that were being generated, then I would just grapple around like this. And of course, now I'm making video and having problems with it. But yeah, it makes it real easy to set your base up in a way where you can grapple around quickly and get up places. So if I want to get up over here, just make sure I'm in the center this time, and then I can grapple around like that, and that just makes things real easy. Let's hop over here real quick. And it looks like my guys are able to keep the sulfur. So yeah, so I have plenty of materials being gathered. I recommend setting up, you have some type of circular base going on where you can quickly carry large amounts of materials, and then find a spot for, a bunch of beds and a bunch of hot tubs. One thing I'll note, so you see my guy sick, depressed, or whatever on here. What happened is I got some bad advice early on, and I put nocturnal on a lot of my guys, and my nocturnal pals, I often found they were grumpy or not working. I've got a better hold of this now, but I had all the hot tubs, I had good food. I used to use salads and using minestrone now, but anyways, I had my base set up correctly, and everybody said put nocturnal on there and everything will be just fine. What happened was all of my nocturnal pals started having issues. I would come back and they wouldn't be working. Even if they weren't weakened or injured, they would still be having issues. So I lost out on a lot of time because I had really grumpy pals. Astagon's one of them. So I would constantly come back and they wouldn't be working, but my non-nocturnal Anubis would be. I recommend thinking about nocturnal. Everybody says you have to use it. You don't have to use it. If it's not working well for you, don't feel the need to use it. There's not that much benefit. If you do the math, if you have Sirius in place of nocturnal, then you only get a bit more work output. Actually, this Astagon shouldn't even have nocturnal on him. This must have been a mutation I didn't notice. Normally my Astagons are like this, but on regular pals, if they're not nocturnal and you put it on them, it's only like a 7% increase in work productivity. It's not that big of a deal. I set up most of my pals like this. So let's take a look real quick. Remarkable Craftsman for 75% plus, oh, not that one. Where is? I guess I don't have the exact pal I want here. So I'm looking around quick. Yeah, but I didn't notice that this must have been a mutation also. But ideally, you want Remarkable Craftsman, and then Artisan. Do my pals have mutations? All right. Well, ideally, you want something like this, but in place of Lucky, you want Remarkable Craftsman, Artisan, Serious, and Work Slave. So between those, Remarkable Craftsman gives you 75%, not 15%. Between those, you can get 175% work speed. And really all you need is the Artisan and the Remarkable Craftsman, right? So, not this one. None of my pals have it. None of my pals have it. All right. But yeah, if you just have, oh, this one. Okay, good. This is how I normally set up my pals. Okay, so if you just have Remarkable Craftsman and Artisan, that gives you 125% work speed. If you're just starting out, you don't really need to have all 4 traits exactly dialed in. 175% boost is pretty good, and the Work Slave gives another 30, and the Serious gives another 15. It doesn't matter if you're not exactly dialed in and optimized. A lot of people don't want to take the time, so just starting out, try and get a couple of these traits on, but don't worry about it. And then always focus on what you need, right? So I have, let's see, I have, what do I have for materials here? Actually, you can check over here. Oh yeah, so this is perfect, right? So I'm gonna go get a bunch of palladium. All right, so let's get this up real quick. Gather, grapple here. So I just picked up 8,000 palladium, right? So let's try and make some. So I have 275,000 stone, or 264,000. I used to have 300,000 until I started making some. But I have ample resources. I have so many resources, I don't know what to do with it. So it makes no sense for me to go and get the perfect working traits on everyone. So really for working traits, just focus on the pals that you need it. And if some don't have it, it's not a big deal. But yeah, so that's my video. So to recap, focus on what it is you need. Come on, guys. Tail's right in the way. Come on. There we go. But yeah, so perfect. So focus on what it is you need, and just develop the traits for the pals that you need. Don't worry about the pals that you don't need, right? So if you don't need a whole ton of mining ability because you have ample resources, then just don't worry about it. So I have crates here full of wood, full of iron, full of sulfur. There'd be no reason why I'd go get perfect traits. So yeah, focus on what you need, and I do suggest building your mining base kind of in a circle like this and being able to grapple around easily. When you're weighed down, it won't matter. You might get caught up like I did with the pal's tails in the way, or you might be not aimed exactly right. Maybe you fall off the pillar. No big deal. Yeah, let me know if you have questions or comments, but those are my general recommendations for setting up mining base. Thank you very much.